He's done for. Pack him in. And just practice starting and stopping. Practice just feeling that friction point. Practice just feeling the friction point and starting. So what I'll do is, when I was first learning, I would just go like this.
Stall?
Yep.
Yeah. Restart it.
So hold the clutch in and then hit the start button.
Do I have to put it back down one?
Now it should be in first still. Okay. Don't worry, there's going to be a lot of that.
Okay.
So what you got to do is release it a little slower and give it a little bit more throttle.
A little more throttle?
We're going uphill now, so it's not, yeah. Just crack it open just a little bit. Yep. Do it again.
I'm bad at this.
Dude, don't worry. I was bad too. So before you start releasing the clutch, just give it a little bit. So what you want to do, just barely crack it, and then real slow. And if you feel it start dying, you can just give it a little bit more. Yep. Yep.
I'll try to go more that way. I'll give you more room.
No, it's okay. You're good. I got plenty of room. Okay. Just nice and relaxed, calm. Yeah, it's gonna feel really weird, and then all of a sudden it's gonna click and it'll feel normal, but it's also a little weird because it doesn't snap back. But there you go. So how about we'll cruise for a little bit and we'll get to the pit.
Okay.
In the pit we'll start working on the same thing, turning, stuff like that.
Okay. So just down this road?
Yeah, why don't you follow me and I'll just check with you every once in a while. And then if you can, keep your feet up once we're cruising. If anything goes bad, pull the clutch in or just jump off the bike. Let it go. Okay. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay, try again. And pull the clutch in. Right before you brake, pull the clutch in.
Okay.
Hey, no, not bad at all. You didn't fall. You stopped.
It feels weird breaking with my right foot and having to take off this one.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. If you want, you can drag your left foot. It'll give you a little bit of balance so you can practice working on just the brake.
Okay.
Do a turn right here. That's a hill. You don't want to go down that hill.
What?
I mean, if you want.
You won't find me for like a week if I go down that hill.
I'd be riding that bike up for you is what I'd be doing. It's not the scariest, but the rocks are kind of like those ones, so they're kind of, it's tricky in its own way.
Yeah.
So do a nice big wide turn here and try working that front, sorry, the rear brake again. Don't worry, that's gonna happen a bit. That's gonna happen a bit. So when you're taking off,
I let go on accident.
yeah, try to leave it on there if you can. It's a lot to try to remember.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the more important ones. When I first started, I just had my hand like that the whole time. Mainly because when you whiskey throttle, you get too much throttle, and then when it pulls you back, you grab more.
Yeah, then it makes it worse.
Yeah, so you want to be able to grab this thing. It also make it a little smoother when you're taking off. It won't be as jumpy because you're not dropping it and you're not getting that lurch.
So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, keep going. If you need water, we'll go grab the water. We got our snacks, water. Like I said, it's not like the first time I was out here, I was doing the same thing you're doing, and it was like 95, and I'm just pouring sweat. It was horrible. So we got good weather. Yeah, nice and easy.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. You do this again. I'm gonna go right up this hill real quick. Ooh, baby. You're going for the cliff.
Just see it right.
Woo!
That would have been great.
Your hand getting tired? Yeah. There. Yep. So what's happening is your tires are hitting that smooth rock.
Yeah, I'm not getting traction.
So there's a couple things you can do. You can either move it or you can kind of throttle through it a bit. Let me show you. So you're in a position like this. You're not going to roll back because you're stuck. What I'll do is I'll pull the clutch in. You want to get your weight, all your weight to the back where the traction's at. You're going to sit back. And just lug it. Slow and steady. The moment I got through it, I pulled the clutch back in. And you're gonna kill it sometimes. This is not a good spot to stop. Well, it's still in gear. Okay. This is a horrible clutch lever.
So what is it that you did?
I just increased the idle just a little bit.
Okay.
Felt like it was kind of low. Now, you're gonna start up. I'm gonna put my foot back here so you don't have to worry about rolling backwards.
Okay.
You're gonna start up nice and easy. It's in neutral right now, so click it down. Now you can get your balance ready. There you go, bro.
There was a few spots where I like I almost swerved into the bush.
I saw you getting a little herky-jerky down there. I'll go first again. I'll probably go slower on this one, so if I drop my GoPro, I don't have to walk 100 feet again. So we'll probably turn around now, unless you want to try to do this section.
I don't know.
I think you could do it. Might take you a couple of tries. Going down is easy, it's coming back through, but
Yeah.
we'll turn around and we'll just putt right back to the main road there.
Okay.
You probably got a better chance if you come through here and then turn real wide on the right side.
Okay.
Yeah, brother. How'd all that feel?
Okay.
Downhill felt good?
Yeah. My right arm's kind of tired. I felt like I was death gripping this without squeezing the handle.
Yeah, I white knuckle it really bad sometimes, and I'll get like the arm pump is insane sometimes.
Yeah.
How was that going to second?
That was fun.
All right. Now, how are you feeling? The truck is back that way. Well, you got more logging road that way if you want.
What do you think is good?
You got to tell me how you feel, how your arms feel. We're nothing doing anything crazy, so the whole way back is just what we just did with no hills, basically.
Okay. I mean, either way.
All right. Well, let's turn around. We'll go that way for just a little bit.
Okay.
And then we'll go that way for just a little bit, and then we'll go back down.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to make you do part of Jam Trail.
Jam Trail?
Yeah, Jam Trail. There's a couple parts that are tricky, and there's one part that I might have to ride your bike for you.
Okay.
Just kind of a steep uphill. It looks really intimidating. It is really easy, but it's, when you look at it, it looks intimidating.
Okay.
And it's coming right at one of the first parts.
Okay.
Other than that, it's lumpy, bumpy, little twisty, turny. And there's one part where you kind of drop. It's not too much of a hill, but you roll down a little bit of a hill. But I think you can do everything we're about to do here. I think you can do. I think you're ready for it.
Okay.
And then at the end of this, you'll probably be pretty tired, and we'll head back, and I'll split my PB&J sandwich. So we'll putt through this little first section first, and I'll stop a little ahead of the thing. We'll see how you feel about that part.
Okay.
Now, if you want to be a Captain Cool guy, you can put your goggles on while we're going through the trail, so nothing pokes you in the eyeball.
I might do that then.
Yeah.
I don't want to get poked in the eyes.
Yep. I'll wear mine too. Mine are dark, so I can't see anything now. Oh, now you look like a rider.
Yeah.
All right, well,
I've been doing this forever.
we'll cruise through here, and we'll see how she goes. You have any water left? Okay. I wasn't sure. Probably all first gear and just putt through.
Want me to go first?
I'll let you go first. If you stop, I'll know to stop too. He's done for. Pack him in. Well, you did the part that I thought I was maybe gonna have to do for you. That little hill climb back there.
Yeah.
It looks a little intimidating. I can tell you're not covering your rear brake.
Yeah.
You wedge it in.
I'm really wedged. I'm gonna get my foot out.
Yeah, you get your foot out of there.
Oh, I'm wedged in there.
You're pulling the rear tire. Yep, yep. Well, we were leaking a little bit of gas. Give her a minute, let the carb flow out.
Okay.
Yeah, I was rolling up and I was like, all right, so if he stops, this is the part I'm gonna have to ride it for him. And then he just kept on going. I was like, yeah! This is that little downhill thing I was telling you about. It kind of creeps up on you.
Yeah. I got to right here, then I'm like, I don't know what to do.
I could see you picked up a little too much speed right there because you were still on the throttle. So when you came through here, you saw the downhill. And I could tell you had nothing covered because you pulled the clutch in, but you kept on going.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can work on for a little more front brake. You can gently touch this one and it'll slow you down pretty slow.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just not used to that yet.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get used to it, but
It takes a bit. This is the kind of stuff that makes you learn, is because you're just like, okay, well, I don't want to tip into a bank again.
yeah. As soon as I stopped, I couldn't hold it. I'm like, oh, I'm going over.
It's a lot of times it's easier just to fall.
Yeah.
You can sometimes you can catch it and then you fight it, and, and then you just kill yourself.
Yeah, I survived my first crash.
There you go, dude. No, that counts. That counts. Nice and slow on the release.
Yeah.
And right now you can just leave the clutch in and just kind of roll down to the puddle. Now when you start,
I gotta get it
Yeah.
up there.
if you don't, you'll have some fun in the mud.
Yeah.
I was just hang mine right there if I want to put them back on.
Oh, there's-
We're going pretty slow, so we probably don't need them on.
They're messing with my peripheral.
Yeah, it'll throw you off. That's why I like the safety glasses, because you just put them on and you still have all your peripheral.
And your eyes are still okay.
Yeah, but I put them in that helmet because I was like, this one will fit him, and I put
Yeah.
it in that one, and then I took it off to have you try them on, and they're probably just sitting on the garage floor right now.
Is this like concrete that they poured or something? Or
They're like pavers. They interlock. You can kind of see a broken one right there.
yeah,
And they do that to try to keep...
trail integrity.
Other places, they'll do it for traction. there's a stretch in Kavanaugh that's like this, but it's like steep, like real steep. It gives you traction up until it doesn't.
So does this keep going to where the cars are parked?
This will take us right to the cars. Yep.
Okay.
It's gonna go. There's gonna be a little section like this. And it's gonna be a really sharp left turn.
Okay.
And then it's gonna open up to a little section, and we're gonna go right. And there's gonna be a little lumpy bumpy. That's the section I was gonna take you on, but I figured you were ready for this.
For this, okay.
Which you are. You did the 2 hardest parts so far.
So far.
I think those are the 2 hardest parts. Period. If we go there's one more. When it peels off, it opens up, and there's a left and a right. There's another section that has a little bit more of a hill climb. Nothing crazy, nothing like that. You could probably do it, but there's a little more intricate stuff that we could do too. But we'll probably head back to the truck after this one.
Okay. I'm starting to sweat.
Yeah. Usually on the way back, this is the trail that burns everybody out because you're already tired, but you don't quite feel it.
Yeah.
And then you hit this trail and work hard again after the logging road, and then most people feel it here. But we're in no rush. Take your time. You know, we can take tons of breaks. There's a little more like kind of that stuff we just did, a little more of that kind of zigzaggy through, but nothing crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, so you'll have some traction, but just make sure when you start, you keep your tire pointed that way a little bit. Yeah. You know, maybe
that way.
Maybe something like that.
Should I back up just a little bit, you think, or?
I think you can hit it.
I can hit it?
You can do it.
I'm gonna go up, then the wheel's gonna go that way. I'm gonna go in there.
Yeah, and then you'll just be over there.
Yeah.
You get a nice clear path on that side.
Yeah. Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. I'll let you lead again.
Okay.
Unless you want me to lead, I don't mind.
Either way.
Okay. If you lead, whenever you stop, I can help you, give you pointers and stuff. On the logging roads, I know where I'm going. On this, it's just only the trail, so.
Yeah.
And I get a little video of you too if you want it later.
Okay. I'll show it to my mom.
Yeah.
She'll be impressed. The wipeout, yeah.
The wipeout, yeah. Hopefully I got that all on camera. Should still be on. Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah, dude. That's that sharp corner I was telling you about.